everybody, welcome to Kitchen Talk with Granna. I'm so glad you guys can come up in the kitchen with me today. But you guys know the routine. Before we get started, you know what you need to do. Go ahead, look down at the bottom of your screen, right down at the bottom. Take care of all that business down there. Go ahead and get that out the way. So at the end of the show, you can come back and give me any comments or reviews you may have, okay? All right, so today I thought we would just talk a little bit about these reality shows. Okay, because on social media, all you're seeing is something dealing with these reality shows, okay? And most of it that I've been reading is about the Housewives of Atlanta, okay? I'm a fan of the Housewife of Atlanta, has been watching it since episode 1, since they first aired. So I'm a big fan of the Housewife of Atlanta. My point on it, this is just Granna's view on some of the stuff that I've been seeing. You know, this is just my opinion, okay? The thing that they're going off about or everybody's talking about is why Mark, Kenya Moore husband, Mark Daly, why he's not giving her support that she needs when it comes to the beef between her and Nene Links. Okay, first of all, I feel like these ladies need to just squash all that pettiness. They need to let it go. I understand that drama is the way they get their paycheck. You bring the drama, you get your paycheck. But then I don't even know if that's necessarily true all the way, 100%. I mean, of course, it has something to do with your paycheck and how popular you are on the reality shows. But I mean, when you flip it and you look at Candy ain't always tied up into a lot of drama and don't have a lot of drama going on. And right now, I think Candace is the highest paying housewife there is. You know, Candy has taken her platform from being a housewife and she has ventured out into so many different business. Not saying the other housewives haven't done that, because they have, but just not to the extent that Candy has. And when I watch the shows, you know, Candy doesn't have all this drama. I mean, I'm sure her life is not perfect. No one life is perfect, but it just seemed like she's not always beefing and having this drama with everybody. So I believe that some of these, some of the reality stars or some of the reality people on this show has to have that drama just to be relevant to this, you know, just be relevant. So they bring this drama just to stay interesting, to be on the show. I believe Nene and Kenya both are just too freaking old to be going back and forward about whatever it is they're going by. Yes, Nene said some mean things about Kenya when Kenya was pregnant that no woman should be saying about another woman when they're pregnant or anything, any reason at all, and definitely not when they're pregnant. So Nene was definitely wrong for making those remarks about Kenya, and she knew how bad Kenya had wanted a child and how long it took for her to get a child. So that was wrong on Nene's part. But then Kenya, she's so shady. Kenya's very shady too. You know, she does her little shady stuff, but then when she does her little shady stuff, then she wants to make it look like somebody's coming after her, you know. So, you know, just like Kenya, she's into it with Nene, she's into it with Tanya, you know, and you know, she puts out this little thing about Tanya's boyfriend or whatever, and it's just crazy. And then when Tanya try to, you know, retaliate against her or come back, you know, talking about her wig, and then it's a whole different story. That just takes Kenya to a whole nother level, you know. So I can understand Mark not wanting to support some of this pettiness. You know, when you start dragging your husbands into this stuff, and most of the time the husbands are kind of laid back, don't really say too much, the husbands and the boyfriend, of course they're going to support their mate, their partner, or whoever they're with. They're going to have that support. You know, you see the support from Tar with Candace. You see the support from Mike with Cynthia. You know, you see the support from Gregg with Nene, and you see the support of Eva's husband, Michael, you know. So the men have that support, and I'm sure Mark, you know, supports Kenya to a certain extent, but Mark is just not about all this draminess. So I feel like they just need to let that stuff go. They are getting too old for that stuff. They need to move on and let it go. They need to concentrate more on their families and concentrate on, you know, building their brand and building their business and just let it go. But like I said, I understand they got to get them coins, honey. And in order to get those coins, you got to play the game. and you know, you definitely, if you watch this episode here, because you know this is the first one that Kenya has been back on since she had the baby. Beautiful baby. Oh my God. Brooklyn is beautiful. She is beautiful, and so is Porsche baby. Porsche baby, PJ is beautiful also. Eva has some beautiful baby. All the babies are beautiful, but I just believe, whenever I see Brooklyn, she looks like a little doll, you know. But since Kenya's been back on this episode, you can definitely see two sides to her. There's definitely two sides. There is the Ken side, which is what Mark calls her, and then there's the Kenya side. So when Mark is in Atlanta and Mark is around the group, Kenya is a totally different person. She's not even the same person. I was even like, what? I was looking at it last week and I was like, what? I was like, wow. So whenever Mark is around, I think he can kind of keep her drawn in and keep her low key, which is a good look for her. And I know she wants her family to work. So, you know, the relationship that him and her have, I think brings out the best in her because she's more low key. She's more thoughtful of what she says before she says it. She don't just pop off and go off the handle. So I can definitely see the effect that Mark has on his wife or on Kenya, you know, when they're out with the other group and the other people. And I know Nene loves that, and Nene made that remark, like she'll take the Ken over the Kenya any day, you know. And then I can understand, you know, with Gregg and Kenya and all that little mess that's going on, you know, Gregg was telling Mark, he just stepped to him like a man. He was like, I would love to participate in your event that you're doing, but my wife was not invited and I don't go anywhere without my wife. So I understand all that. But the thing, you know, what they need to do, Nene and Kenya, swash it. Marlo and Kenya, I mean, they need to swash all that stuff. They need to be concentrating on building their brands. They have this platform, this magnificent platform to do so much more with themselves. And you know, you don't have to just count on getting your coins from being so dramatic. You know, you don't have to do that. There's many reality shows, or there's some really good positive reality shows out there that people are getting their coins from, and they don't have all the drama. I used to love T.I. and Tiny, the hustle. I really loved it when it was just T.I. and Tiny, the family hustle. You know, I think they've kind of branched out now and brought in Monica and, you know, different people up into their hustle. But Tiny and T.I., I loved their show when it was on because it was really family oriented, and, you know, and it was really a lot of positive stuff that came out of that. So I wish, you know, when it comes to these housewives, they would focus more on that. You know, I'm happy for Cynthia. You know, her and Mike is engaged. She's happy. I'm happy. Hey, you know, whatever works for them, you know. I'm happy for Porsche. If she wants to work on her relationship with her man, you know, Dennis, then that's what she wants to do. She has a baby. You know, Portia's another one that always wanted a family, you know, and I've seen so much growth in Porsche on this season. You know, I've seen a lot of growth with her, and she's fighting for her family. So if she wants to be with Dennis, then who's to say that she shouldn't? Who's to, you know, judge her? So I'm happy for her and Dennis and little PJ and stuff. Eva, you know, Eva is beautiful. You know, Eva is usually pretty laid back. You know, she'll go off and snap on you when she have to, you know, but, you know, I read on social media that someone was saying on every episode that Eva's been on, the last 2 episodes, she's been pregnant. So what? Her and her husband wants to have babies, then let them have the babies that they're having, you know. So what if she's been pregnant on the last couple of episodes? But I'm really happy for Eva. I heard on the social media that she's found her home that she wanted. She's gotten her home. So I'm really happy for Eva. Also, I like Eva. I followed Eva when she was on Next Top Model, so I like Eva also. Marlo, I mean, Marlo has calmed down quite a bit. You know, I know she had her nephews for a minute. I don't know if she still does, but she was taking care of her nephews. And then, you know, she's starting to branch out and branch her name. I know she just did a wig line, you know, the one that Kenya bust off into with the band. Oh my goodness. But, you know, she has her wig line and she's kind of, you know, has grown from when she first started appearing on the show. So there's a lot of growth I see on the housewife. And I do kind of feel, and I might get all kind of feedback for this, but I do kind of feel that Nene is jealous of a lot of the girls because of their growth and where they're at on the housewife. And I think she is a little bit jealous because you remember when this show first got kicked off, or at least after the first, probably the second, third episode, Nene was like the highest paying housewife on Atlanta. That's not the case anymore. Nene is not the highest paying housewife at the moment, and I think that's Candace Burris. And the reason Candace probably high because she has ventured out and she has gotten all these other business. She has her restaurants going on. Of course, she has her sexy toys. She did her play in the dungeon. You know, she's got a makeup line. She has a makeup line that I'm kind of anxious to try it. I'm really wanting to try her makeup because when I see her her advertising her makeup on social media, it just really looked like something that I would like. So I'm definitely going to be ordering some of her makeup and trying it, you know. So, you know, Candy is a businesswoman. I mean, she is all about them coins in that business. So she takes every opportunity that she gets. In every episode, every year, she does venture out into something new and she does start a new business. So I really like Candace. I really think that she is, you know, all about her business. And, you know, even with Kenya, you know, I have Kenya hair products. I buy her her shampoo and her conditioner and her hair growth serum. I have those products and I've used them and I can kind of tell, at least my hair is feel like it's thickening up, it's getting thicker. So Kenya is also, you know, could be much more ahead when it comes to business if she would just let all that pettiness go with Nene and all them. You know, sometimes, and I understand, and I've said it before, that words hurt, you know, especially when it's coming from someone you consider a friend or someone you care about. But then that's when you have to get to that point that you got to cut them loose and just let them go, honey. Because if they're throwing out and they're being mischievous or they're being mean for no reason and they're just calling you, you know, all these names that you shouldn't be calling anybody anyway, let alone a friend, then that's when you just gotta let it go, honey. You just gotta cut them loose, let them go, and you just move on with your life. Because once you cut away all that foolishness, you're gonna still get your blessings, honey. Your blessings still gonna come to you. So I just wish some of these women would just realize that and just let it go and and know in your heart that you still gonna get your worth. You're gonna get what you're worth. You know, you're gonna get that without all the drama. Just let it go. So happy and praying for Micah and Cynthia. I hope you guys, you know, have the life that you all want. So happy for Kenya and her husband. They said that they're still working on their marriage. I hope it works out for Brooklyn and for them. Porsche and Dennis, I'm praying for you guys. I hope it all work out. The rest of the housewife, just keep doing what you're doing, but just let go some of that drama. Let go of some of that negativity and move on from that. Because once you let that go, if it's meant for you to be on this show and to continue to be on this show, it's gonna happen anyway. You just need to let some of that drama go. Just be who you are and just step past all the other stuff, honey. Okay? All right, that's just a little something I threw out there about them housewives. So, you know, of course, you know, you can come back to me and you can give me any comments or any reviews, but this is just Granna's opinion and what Granna thinks about it. But I'm open to hear anything you got to say, okay? So you guys, thank you for hanging out in the kitchen with me today. As always, as you go through your day, anybody you come in contact with, make sure you give them a smile. If you have time to take a few minutes and listen to somebody, it could make a difference in their day. You never know what they got going on. And just spread the love, okay? Just spread the love. So you guys have a great day, and I will catch you back in a few, okay? Bye.